Hello. Um, for those of you who don't know, my name's Jeremy, and this will be the first video like this that I've ever made. I am simply sitting here just listening to music on my headphones, the FT1 Pros that I've had for a few months, and just kind of digging around with EQ and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I heard a song on the radio that was even sounding pretty good on the crappy little retail store intercom speakers, and decided to try to check out some old music because as of yet, I haven't really been interested in old music. It's all sounded very like super vocal focused and treble focused, like no low end at all. And both of my parents absolutely love old music and concert style stuff. So it was really difficult for me to like the same music because I just every recording just felt unbalanced, which is probably true, but we'll get into that. Some of you may be familiar with Peace and looking at my equalizer and be like, what are you doing? That's plus 10 dB. You're going to be peaking like crazy. No, I'm not. I have this interface that tells me exactly when the fuck I'm peaking. I can crank it up, and now this is loud, but it's not peaking. These little red lights come up here. And God damn, I can't think. If I go to some other song. Well, I thought. There we go. See, big red lights. That's when it's peaking. For crap, how do I go back? Go back over here. Turn that back up. Okay, so anyways, I landed on this thing. So this is my regular EQ, for instance. I do have it at minus 0.1 because there are lots of recordings that do peak if you do go above the 0 dB line. So normally I do not have anything above, but when I started listening specifically on Spotify to specifically older recordings, or even remastered recordings, or whatever you want to call it, it just, everything seemed quiet, and I didn't want to go in and change my settings and go to like loud listening and whatever, because it like does compression or something. I don't want to do that. So my solution was boost the ever-living crap out of the bass, because I discovered that, hey, some of these older songs actually have bass. And then I added some like super wispiness above like 12K here, and added a little thing of vocals. Where am I? So this is actually 12,000. I did a high shelf filter, and then I added a little bit in 1,000 for better sounding vocals, just to kind of balance out this massive hill of a friggin' bass boost. But after I listened to a couple of songs, I'm like, all right, maybe this bass boosted a little bit too much. Let me bring it down a bit. And then I also cut these two adjustments that I made to balance out the huge bass boost, and now it's slightly more tame. Actually, I guess I turned out the 1,000 entirely. Yeah, I took the 1.3 out of the 1,000 entirely, so that may as well not even be there. And then I went from 3.6 down to 1.8 on that high shelf filter for the super wispy, airy treble. So yeah, I basically made oldies music V-shaped. Now, if anybody's familiar with that, it's bass going down on a V, and then on the other side of the V is going up to the treble. So I basically did that to old music, and it appeals to my modern millennial or Gen Z. I don't even know. I was born in 1997, whatever that makes me. It appeals to my ears more, and I've actually been enjoying some of this music. Songs that I literally know like the back of my hand because I've been hearing them on whatever radio station just played, or in the car and whatnot. So I know a lot of these songs. I don't know them by heart or know the lyrics because I never really cared to pay attention to them much, and I'm talking really, really fast because I'm excited because I like some of this old music, and I'm like, wow, this is actually done really well. But anyways, on to the second thing I wanted to talk about is specifically for these lyrics. Let's see right here. Till I see my Marianne walking away. That doesn't seem to happen in modern music. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if I actually end up posting this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but people, I guess specifically girls listening to the song, like they wanted to be Marianne because this rock star was like singing about Marianne. Like, shit, I want to be having this cool experience. I want to be Marianne. But like every music now is about me and you and her and him. There's no names. It's not personal. And I thought that was interesting and made me think, what if books were all about me and him and you and her and I, and there was no like names in books? Like, how bland would that be? And that got me thinking about how dumb music could be. Currently, I don't know. I don't even know how to finish that train of thought. I saw like, hey, there's a name here, and there's not a lot of names in modern music, and that was kind of like the extent of that thought. But I'm gonna unmute this in the recording so you guys can hear this. I don't know if it will actually come through with my EQ or not, but we'll try it. I'm not gonna lift too much. I just want to do this. And it's good music, man. It's so good. Hopefully that doesn't give me copyright struck or something, or if it even matters, I'm not gonna get monetization on this small, non-existent of a channel, but it's good music. Whether I super like the lyrics or like everything is just a dude playing a guitar, a dude playing drums, a dude or two singing, and they do it well. I had to do this weird EQ to make it sound right to my modern ears again, like I said, but it's cool that I can get a timeless song sounding good to me. I don't even know. It's like one of the most, like, what is that, 1.1 billion? This is 1,000 million. Yeah, 1.1 billion plays, and this is probably like a remaster. And Spotify came out way after this one. This probably has like 3 billion or like 5 billion plays total, like worldwide since it was released. Just they made good music, man. There's a lot of good music in that time because it's still playing on the radio and shit. People still love it, so they must have had something right. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about those two things. Like, hey, I'm finally starting to enjoy older music with very exaggerated EQ and volume levels to compensate for what's normal with modern recordings, I guess. And then also that personalization of music with this Marianne deal. Like, nobody's like, yo, Marianne, how you doing? As far as I know, like, I'm not listening to like R&B or hip hop or whatever. I don't know if they do it in that genre. All I can think of now is like Christian music, and they talk about Jesus by name, I guess. But like, nobody wants to be Jesus. That's a completely different dynamic than some people wanting to be Marianne and more than a feeling. So I don't know if there's like a modern song released in the last, I don't know, 10 years that like got popular that mentioned somebody by name like that, and would like potentially give people the feel like, yeah, I want to be that person or something. Like, let me know, because it's like similar to movies, I guess. This thought just occurred to me, like, what if James Bond was never James Bond, or if he was just you and him or whatever? Like, yeah, I want to be him, but like it was literally just him, not James Bond. Like, he didn't have a name. Like, how boring and bland and uninteresting would that be? Like, half of his deal is being 007, an agent. Like, and there's story behind that. There's a 006, a 005 or whatever, I'm pretty sure. I don't even know that much anymore. But yeah, I don't know how to end anything anymore, so I'm just gonna end the video here. That's good enough for me. I hope everybody has a good morning, day, evening, whatever it is, and let me know what you think about my blabberings on about music and EQ and headphones and stuff. So that's that. I'm gonna go back to listening to music now.